Hi, everybody. My name is Jane Power, and I'd like to welcome you to The Called. Our guest today is Jenna Snellgrove, and I'm going to read you a little about Jenna. She is the sober mother of two girls, living her best life in the woods with her garden, animals, and family. Jenna is the proud owner of Gratitude with Jenna, where she holds space for individuals experiencing stress-induced pain and feelings of being stuck in their life. She helps them embrace an attitude of gratitude through self-care. All righty.
Wow.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Jenna is my next door neighbor. She's right next door to me at the salon, and we were so happy when she moved in. It's like, finally, we got somebody that kind of goes with what we do. We've had some interesting neighbors over the years. Yes, we had a silk flower shop that lasted about a year, and what do we have? A hobby shop that was there for years and years.
Yeah, hobby shop was very strange.
Yeah, and he had a big red caboose in the window.
Really?
Yeah, so it looked really good up against all my decorations, and then there's the red caboose. But I'm really happy to have you next door. Thank you, Jenna, for coming.
I love being next door. It's definitely worked out really great.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I love that
Awesome.
space. It's my little zen.
How did you find that space?
Oh my gosh. So when it was time for me and I decided I was going to go out on my own and do me full time, I looked at probably 16 different studios.
Really?
I spoke to a total of 24 or 25 different landlords and just couldn't find anything that was right for me, that felt right. And I actually drove by that space almost every day because I worked down the road. Yep.
That's how
And
I
then
found it.
Finally, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to call this, because I just thought it was like out of my price range because it's a storefront.
Right.
So I called and realized that the landlords had a history with my family, and I came and checked it out, and it just felt right, and it all landed in place perfectly.
And your next door neighbor had a history with your family.
Yes. Yes.
I cut your grandfather's hair and your uncle's hair.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
It is awesome. That's really
Thank
interesting
you.
little find.
Thank you.
Well, that's what happened to me, too. I mean, it was my 50th birthday. I was on my way to my 50th birthday surprise party, and I pulled up next to, I was working at a salon over in Guilford, pulled up next to the window, and there was a for rent sign in it. And the price was right on the window, and it was less than what I was paying to rent a chair in Guilford. So I'm like, that's a no-brainer. So I called them, and they were like, well, we've got somebody interested, but if it falls through, you can have it. I'm like, well, I guess if it's meant to be, it'll be. So a couple days went by, and I got the phone call, and they were like, well, if you want it, you can have the keys May, I think it was like May 1st. I was like, all right, I'm in. I've been there for like 15 years. So
Awesome.
we were drawn there.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Definitely a little.
Yeah, and then now we got
It's
Larry
a little
there.
triangle.
Larry in the
kind of
hood.
there because.
It's a vortex.
Yeah, I was.
Yes.
I was looking for a place to have my office, and I wound up to being in the back of her building.
Oh, no way.
So I was there. So then after I left there and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was in Deb's room
I was in Deb's
for
room,
a while.
I know that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's where I had my little my little spot. And then after I left, time had went by and stuff like that, and I had always wanted that place for my office. And they were like, "Oh, someone else has it. Someone else has it. Someone else has it." So all of a sudden, they redid the place. They made it an apartment, and I'm sitting there saying, "I could be in there." And sure enough,
Oh,
I
no
know, I-
way.
so yeah, so we have our little Bermuda Triangle right there.
Yeah,
We're all kind of
I know. That's so funny how you.
that's it.
Yeah, I love
So-
that
Ended up there.
space. The day that I signed the lease, the landlords walked out. I did a little happy dance, and then I ripped that carpet out.
Yeah, that was the first thing I did because mine was fully carpeted too with nasty looking brown carpeting.
It was not pretty.
They were like, "You can do whatever you want," and I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Yep. Had the sanders in that night, sanded the floor down, and
I know. Remember, I told you I did that too. Oh
Yep.
my god.
Yep. Yeah, it was so much fun.
I'm
My
telling you, we're
father
made out of the same
helped.
cloth.
Get settled.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's get settled. That's it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun renovating that space. I repurposed a lot of items in there. I'm very fortunate for my family up in Massachusetts. They have a box shop up there. So I have the sawmill, and they had all this wood just rotting away in a field. So I took seven trips up there with a truck and loaded it all up and brought it down and built my treatment room in there, and it was awesome.
Yeah, explain to us what you do since I massacred the beginning here. Why don't you go over it one more time?
So I'm a licensed massage therapist and esthetician, and I'm also going through training for life coaching. So what I do is I help people move from a stuck place in their life where stress is causing pain. They just feel like it's like Groundhog's Day. They want something better for themselves. They just don't know how to move forward with that. So what I do is I help them embrace gratitude and help them figure out ways they already know inside of them that works best for them to live a more fulfilled life. So whether that be through life coaching calls, getting together one-on-one, discussing their goals and their dreams and helping them take the next step for that. I also incorporate, it's really customized to each person. So I also incorporate massage therapy, essential oil wellness, getting them, onto a better track, holding space for them to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you come up with how'd you land on gratitude?
Oh,
I love that name.
I love it.
And I love the bumper sticker on the back of your car. So you have to
Thank
tell
you.
everybody what that says.
Yes. So gratitude, ever since I was little, I would always write in journals. Like I'd do poetry, write stories. One of my favorite things to do was a word dump. So whenever I was feeling stuck with what I wanted to write about, I would just dump a bunch of words onto a page.
And how old were you when you were doing this?
Oh gosh, I probably started doing this when I was like 7 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, she's disciplined.
I mean, on and off. I mean, your teen years, you rebel a little bit. And,
Yeah.
So when it was time for me to come up with a name for my business, I just went back through my journals, and especially journals I kept throughout my journey of alcoholism and addiction, and then my journey through sobriety. And the one word that always popped out to me was gratitude. And the year before, I went to this women's sobriety day, and it was called, Attitude of Gratitude. And it just totally spoke to me, and everything I went through that day, just really, gratitude just always stuck with me in my heart, in my gut, and that's just what I wanted everybody else to feel and to learn and move forward with.
Yeah, gratitude is definitely important. No doubt.
Yeah. And my favorite part of my logo, when I had the person design it for me, was the A in gratitude is actually the Serenity Triangle.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look at that again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
And that's
Didn't know that, yeah.
attracted a lot of people into my studio too, is they're like, I noticed the triangle in your logo. Is that, for serenity and for sobriety? Is like, yeah, actually it is. And they're like, oh my gosh. So it's really created like a nice safe space for
Wow.
people too. Yeah.
Awesome.
And this is like the question I've been carrying around since you've moved in. I haven't never even asked you.
Hey, time to unload it, Larry.
Huh?
Here we
Unload
It's my
that
time
question.
since you do the word dump, I'm going to do this one for you.
Okay.
So this is my dump. Is the question I've always wanted to ask you.
Yes.
Lime green.
Yes.
Where'd you pull that from? Why that color? Which
You know,
I absolutely love, by the way.
I do too.
Which I absolutely love, by
That,
the way. Yeah.
that's a good question. That just spoke to me.
Mm.
When I had this particular person designing my logo, one of the colors that came back was the lime green. And then she also did some with like just gray, some with blue and turquoise. And like the lime green was like,
Oh, yeah.
it was just so fresh and so enlightening. And that's what I went with.
And it just seems to me, it's like when you think of gratitude, I think that color. I just
Well,
do.
green is
Because
healing.
It's kind of,
Yeah.
it's got that healing color to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
I love
Very
the green
cool.
lotus, and I definitely went bold painting my doors green.
Well-
I did not ask the landlord if that was okay, but they
No.
didn't complain.
Don't worry about it. I painted mine purple, so it's okay.
Yeah.
And which store do you want to go? Purple or green?
Right.
What are you
Go
looking
to
Exactly.
the
for?
green doors.
Remember, they said we could do whatever we want.
Exactly. So I did. I did whatever I wanted in that space.
It makes it easy for me to being the neighbor that's right down the. So I live like here, and there's a walkway that goes towards 3 doors,
Mhm.
and they're different colors. So when people say I'm looking for, I'm green.
That's what I tell people. I'm like, walk to the right of the gray brick building. You'll see my bright green door, and
That's it.
never fails.
I love it.
Never fails. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, Lair.
So what would your so I'm gonna back up a little bit further.
Yes.
What brought you down that path basically?
So with like massage therapy
Yeah.
and helping
Yep.
others. So as a teenager, I knew I wanted to help others. I knew I wanted to get in some sort of field where I was helping others feel better. Like when somebody comes to see me, they feel happier and better when they leave. So
Yes.
throughout my teen years, I really struggled with bad acne. Like I had such bad skin. So my grandmother kind of pushed me. I shouldn't say pushed me, but like guided me into learning more about skincare and makeup and taking better care of my skin. So I actually started off in a marketing company, like doing skincare and doing custom makeup. And from that, I went into aesthetics, learning how to give facials, body treatments, manicures, pedicures, all that fun spa stuff.
Oh yeah.
And as soon as I was done with school for aesthetics, I was doing spa parties, like going to people's houses and like doing custom little spa parties. And it never failed. Every single person I worked on, that I would be massaging their hands or massaging their feet or like massaging into the neck and the face, they always asked me, "Do you do full body massages?" I said, "No, you have to be licensed in the state of Connecticut in order to give a full body massage."
Right.
So after a year of doing that, I went back to school for massage therapy.
Good idea.
Yes. I went to Connecticut Center for Massage Therapy. My time there was a little bit longer because halfway through school, I did have my first child. So I took a semester off and then finished within 24 months. And the rest was history. I've been doing massages for 10 years. And
Wow.
yes, so I've worked in many different spaces. Like I've worked in big spas, high-end spas, like 2 treatment room spas. I've even rented like small rooms out of bigger practices. I've kind of worked in all different settings and really took what I loved and what I didn't love and just put together what I love now.
That's how I feel about my place too.
Yeah.
You know, I worked at everybody else's salons and learned exactly what I didn't want to have in my own salon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nice to be my own boss.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, how are you by the end of the week after you've been taking care of everybody else? How do you take care of yourself?
Oh, that's a good question.
You know, I mean, are your hands killing? I mean, that's what everybody always asks me. Your feet must be killing you. How's your back? How are your hands? I'm like,
I get that question
It's
a
basically
lot.
my brain is killing me because
Yeah.
you don't really have to do that much talking.
Well, it varies. Some people are dead silent the entire time, and some people just don't stop talking the whole time, which is okay. I'm okay with either or. I always tell
Really?
people, I always tell people in the beginning of the session, this is your time. It's a judgment-free zone. Feel free to have a fluent conversation, or you can remain silent, whatever feels right to you. So, yeah, I have people who chit-chat the whole time. Some people are just like offloading, like they just come in
Oh,
and
I
just
know that
dump.
well.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then other people that like just have a conversation back and forth, like how's your
Right.
day and the back and forth. Then people are just quiet and just work through their breath and through the session. So for me, My schedule is actually really great because, I mean, despite what's going on with the
With
pandemic
COVID.
and everything.
So you're homeschooling both of your kids, right?
Yes. Yep. I withdrew both my girls from school, and we're doing the homeschool thing. And so yeah, I work 2 to 2.5 days a week down at the studio.
Wow.
So it's nice to, come in, have a full day, get a day or two off, and then come back in. But self-care is very, very, very important. I've definitely been bad in the past and waited way too long for me to get a massage. So I've learned over the years that I need to keep up with my self-care if I'm going to give to other people. So,
Right.
stretching, making sure I drink enough water, eating clean. Definitely use a lot of my essential oils and the supplements and all of that to support my wellness too. Yeah.
Good girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wish I could say I did the same.
It's never too late. Yeah.
Oh my God. Were you going to say something there?
Go ahead if you have something. Go right ahead, because I can always pause.
No.
Like I do. Pause.
I want to know about the essential oils, but you do yours first. Go ahead.
Go ahead, because that's gonna. Go ahead.
Well, how did you get into the
Go into
essential
that, yeah.
oil part of it?
So I first learned about essential oils when I was in school for aesthetics. So when your first day of school, they give you a kit of books and all that stuff, and they also gave you a kit of essential oils. So you learned how to use them with adding them to things
The
in the
carrier
facial,
oils.
the manicures, the pedicures. So I dabbled a little bit with learning about geranium is really good for your skin, lavender is very calming, and but didn't really work with them a whole lot. And then my really good friend Amber started to introduce me more to essential oils and learning about purity and quality and how important that is. And so I use Young Living essential oils because I really love what they stand for, their science, their sourcing, and their standards. So when I took my oils from what I got in aesthetic school and compared them to the Young Living oils, I was like, oh my gosh, this is awful. Like these cheap oils, like they have fillers and synthetics, and
Right.
and it's so unregulated too. Like a company could say they're 100% pure.
Well, the whole
and only
beauty industry is pretty much unregulated when you think about it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So I always tell everybody, whatever you put on your skin is absorbed into your bloodstream within 90 seconds. So you really want to make sure you're checking
good.
your ingredients and where things are coming from. And why I went with Young Living with not only essential oils, but just everything. Like they're a whole lifestyle company, like supplements, skincare, makeup, sports, just everything you could possibly use. You can actually go and visit any one of their farms and see the whole process of what they do.
Really?
Yes. I actually visited their farm out in Utah last year. And it's just really cool that their farming techniques, they wait and they'll go out every hour to check the plant to see its peak ripeness before they harvest it. When they distill or cold press their plants, they only do it once. Some people, they'll do it more than once to get every last bit out of it.
Right.
They don't use any sort of fillers or chemicals to extract even more, because some people will use chemicals like that to extract more out of the plant. So they
Right.
don't do anything like that. And in their farming practices, they actually use their own essential oils to deter, fungus or pests or anything like that. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, their last convention this past June, they had this really great video out on the farm, and they were releasing ladybugs and praying mantises to take care of certain aphids and
wow.
pests. Yeah, and they had goats out there and sheep that were eating the weeds and also fertilizing the plants. So it was just really, really cool, their whole process. And like their testing too, they have in-house testing and they have third-party testing that's completely outside of their realm. So they do follow the FDA guidelines really, really close.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Wow.
absolutely
Now,
love
do
it.
they have places all over the world, farms all over the world?
They do. Yep. They have their own farms and they have partner farms. So, any farm that's struggling in other countries, they'll come in and, see what they're doing, help them be to their standards, and, testing the water, where is the water coming from, testing the soil, the whole operation. And what I really, really love is in some of these third world countries, like, there's
It's
a lot of
giving 'em
poverty.
jobs.
Yes, giving them jobs. And also, at a lot of their farms, they build schools, a schoolhouse
Nice.
on their farm. So then the workers, when they come to work, their children can go to school for free.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a really cool company.
Now, what are your favorite oils?
Oh my gosh.
Or are they-
Okay.
The go-tos.
So I know you guys saw
I
me
lo-
slathering myself with oils before we started.
I love frankincense.
It's frankincense. Yes.
Love that one.
Actually, frankincense is like my go-to oil right now, especially working through my life coach training. Like, it's the oil that I use to kind of just embody everything and bring everything together. So yes, frankincense.
Now, how do
It's
you?
really good for your skin.
I slather it all over
Yeah.
my face.
Yeah.
Don't I look like I'm only 29? But
Yes.
so, what are the different ways of applying oils?
So you can use them topically. So I tell everybody to use an essential oil reference guide when using oils. You want to make sure you're using it properly. So using a carrier oil topically, you can add it to like a moisturizer. I mean, I use stuff that's in my kitchen. Like, I'll use olive oil right out of the kitchen cabinet. Yeah. So you can use it topically. You can use it aromatically. So simply,
Which is what I have going here.
yep, simply diffusing into the air.
No
You can
more
just-
candles.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All the studies coming out about fragrances and candles is
Oh
really
my gosh.
scary.
I used to go to Yankee every year and
Ooh.
buy I know. I have 2 more that I'm just trying to burn out. I just can't I just can't throw it out.
I hear you.
There's one burning upstairs now, sorry.
No, it's all good. No, you don't have to apologize. So yeah, aromatically, just opening the bottle and smelling it, diffusing it. And with Young Living oils, I can only vouch for Young Living, is you can use them internally. So they have a whole line of oils called Vitality oils, so you know that they're safe for ingestion. So you could do that by adding a drop to your water bottle. We always tell people to use glass or stainless steel because you don't want the oils breaking down plastic. You can put them in a gel capsule and take it that way. There's lots of fun uses. So you can get the benefits, on your skin, inside the body, and by smelling.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Go ahead, Lear. I know you had a question. Can you remember it?
I
Can you remember it? Because
But
I
that
know
was
it
good.
would have been.
No, that was going to be one anyway. That was going to kind of
Okay.
come into it. So, I've had the pleasure of actually being a client.
Yes.
Right. So, one of the things that is a little bit different about your studio is that you actually have the thing overhead. And you
The
actually-
bars.
The bars.
Yes.
Which I thought was just like,
Yeah, what is that
wow,
called?
just-
It's called Ashiatsu Oriental Bar Therapy, or we call it
God.
Ashi for short. Yeah, so it's where I actually stand on the table and I use my feet to massage people. So it's a nice deep tissue massage, but it's also relaxing because the pressure of the feet are broader. Yeah, so I have
Wow.
bars suspended from my ceiling so that way I can balance when I'm on the table. Yeah. It's like
It's
one of my
almost
I'd probably kill somebody if I.
no.
Let me walk across your back.
It's one of my favorite questions when people come in and they're laying on the table and they're like, "So, what are those
Yeah,
bars up there?" Like, oh,
It's a trapeze.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
funny.
what with my massage sessions is I only charge for the time, and it's really catered to whatever the person needs that day. So it could be light pressure on the legs, deep tissue in the back. I do cupping. I have lots of different tools that I use. The Ashiatsu.
Can you talk about cupping? Because I remember the Olympics. I remember they were doing
Yes. Oh
cupping
my
at the
goodness.
Olympics because everybody had the little circles on their back. Do you remember?
No.
You don't watch TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Okay.
Michael Phelps came out and jumped in the pool and he had those huge
Yeah.
circles on his back. Yeah, so that's cupping. So I do more of a slide cupping where I use it to massage. So I pull the cup up and down the back, around the shoulders and everything. And I do some placement too. So yeah, cupping helps release any stuck fascia underneath the skin and between the muscles. It helps bring more circulation to that area, and it's very detoxifying too.
Really?
Yeah, it feels so good. It's like that.
I mean, is that something you
itch
could do?
you just can't scratch.
Can you do it to yourself?
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah.
Very cool. Were you cupped?
I wasn't cupped. See, now I've got to go for cupping.
Yeah. Let's book
I
another
missed on
session.
that. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
I didn't ask that question. I didn't see the cup, so I just, was looking up like, it's interesting.
Yep.
What
Yeah.
the heck does she do
Right,
in
what do you
here?
do with that? Yeah, right. What do you do with that up there? So, but
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
I had never heard of cupping, so that's interesting.
Yeah. I always use hot stones, hot towels. Always use essential oils in the services too. I don't charge more for those things.
I can smell it. I love being able to smell your shop as I walk by.
Yeah.
Love the essential oil smell.
Yep. Thank
Very
you.
cool.
It is really cool.
Thank you.
That's really cool. So it's all incorporated in. I know that you do essential oil classes.
Yes.
Also.
I do.
Right.
Yep. So I teach essential oil events. So just helping other people understand and just learn a little bit more about the basics. Because you see essential oils everywhere these days. Like you can get them at the gas station. Like I saw them at the dollar store the
You can
other
get 'em
day.
at
I'm
Bed
like,
Bath and Beyond. I know.
yeah. I'm like the dollar. Like what?
dollar
Like
store?
essential oils at the dollar store? Like $1? Like what is that? Like there's no way that's pure. So yeah, I teach people to just be more mindful about where they're getting their oils, the company that they're getting them from, if they have all the information out there for the public. I teach about the safety and the guidelines. Just like I told you guys about, aromatic, topical, ingesting. And then just go through some basic oils, like learning about lavender, frankincense, peppermint, lemon, and even blends. Like Young Living has a whole bunch of blends where it's a bunch of oils together to help promote whatever is needed.
Right.
If you think about it, way back centuries ago, like all we had were plants.
I know.
And we used oils for ailments.
You know where you need to go? I went to Egypt last year, and
Your
we went.
pictures were gorgeous.
We went to an essential oil factory. That was cool. I have myrrh and papyrus.
Ooh.
Those were two of the oils, and frankincense that they found in the tombs.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
But
I
it
love
seems like in the past 5 years, it's really become popular.
Yeah.
The oils.
Yeah. It has. It's really exploded over the years. Young Living has been around for almost 30 years.
Have they really?
Yeah. D. Gary Young, the founder of Young Living, actually, he paved the way for essential oils, especially here in America. He traveled all over the world learning about the techniques of distillation and the history of it, and built his own distillery. And people have kind of taken his ideas and run with it. So it's really cool, the history of how essential oils have come back into our way of life.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you always used to see them in I call them the woo-woo shops, The
Woo shops.
Well, you know what I mean? All the spiritual shops, they'd always have, the incense, the essential oils, and,
Yeah. Chris, my other half, would used to tease me, call them snake oils or your gypsy oils.
Oh, yeah.
Until he started to use them and realized, oh wow, this actually does help. Now he has his own account and orders his own oils.
Does he really?
Oils.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's awesome. It has really blessed our family. Like the one thing that really got me into Young Living and the way of life was lavender, because it really helped calm my girls, especially at night with bedtime and helping them sleep through the night. That was like my go-to.
What did you do? Diffuse it by their beds, or did you put it on the bottom of their feet?
So I diffused it, and then I also added it to like their little raggie that they snuggled at night, a little blanket.
Wow.
Yeah, and they still use it. Like now they know how to use their own diffuser, so they'll put the water in, add their
And it's
their
a nice
drops.
little nightlife, like my little thing has a little light in it. So,
yeah, they have like this little, it's so cute, this little owl diffuser, and it plays music and it like changes colors, and they love it. And they'll add
Wow.
the drops to their stuffed animals and stuff to sleep at night. It's a big like lavender bomb in their bedroom at night.
You can never have enough lavender.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Where do you see your shop going in like in the future? What else what's coming down the pike for you that you that you see?
So that's a good question.
Mm.
Well, right now I'm in training to be a life coach. It's called Body Mind Coaching. So it helps body workers incorporate more for their clients. And I'm really excited about that because it's really pulling together my practice. Because I do the massage therapy. I probably do like 99% massage therapy. I might have like one facial client like every other month. But I also do gratitude practices. So I teach people how to do gratitude journaling. I also teach vision boarding. So all of this is going to kind of come together where I can create packages and retreats for people to, just heal within and be able to move forward with their goals and their dreams and not be stuck anymore. Gratitude plays a huge role in our daily life, and I just want other people to embrace it.
What was that
That's awesome.
that bumper sticker again?
Oh, what does my bumper sticker say? Shoot. I'm totally like drawing a blank. It's like embrace.
I've read it a million times.
Gratitude turns what we have into enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. And I'm seeing more and more people, talking about gratitude, especially during these times, like just being thankful for the littlest things. And like some people think it's silly, but like with gratitude journaling, I write in a gratitude journal almost every night. And it's a small journal, and I just make a list. And it always starts off with, I'm thankful for my sobriety. And then, like, if I'm drawing a blank that day, it's like, I'm thankful for the sky. I'm thankful for this pen in my hand. I'm thankful for my kids. And it helps shift mindset. Like, that's what I want to help people do is shift their negative mindset to a more positive one, because it really does change your day-to-day life, like, tremendously.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you've been doing a lot of work over the last, you said you were 5 years sober?
Yes.
At this point?
Yes, I just celebrated 5 years of sobriety on
5 years.
Wednesday.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
I love that little thing you put up on Facebook. That was awesome.
Yeah, every year I put this long post about it, and yeah. Yeah.
That's definitely something to be grateful for.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Well, it's what you said too is about. You were just talking about, especially in these times and stuff like that, to have gratitude and stuff like that, because a lot of people are more not just stuck; they get so caught up in the fear
Yeah.
of
Oh,
everything
yeah.
that's going on that they shut down and they don't want to do anything,
Mm-hmm.
and it's when like I'm going to stay in and not do anything,
Right.
and it's to pull people out of that. It's actually a time to do things,
Mm-hmm.
rather than not to do things.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go out and don't care.
Right.
But I'm saying have all your cautions and do all that, but be active and find something to do. Especially if you lose your job,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to find something else to do.
Yeah.
And this is like a very creative time to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice to be able to have outlets like that.
Yeah, it's definitely a
And
great
have,
time to connect. Like, despite the pandemic and all these awful things that are happening, it really has blessed like me and my family. It's taught us to slow down, to spend
Oh,
more
yeah.
time
Yeah.
together, to be more mindful of each other. We're cooking more meals together at home, and like the kids are getting involved with it. They're taking on more responsibilities in the home. And we're getting outside more, like out into nature more. It's really just been beautiful. So
Yeah. A lot of people
Yeah.
are saying that.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you really got to look at the positive side to things, because why look at the negative, and it's just going to make you sick. Like, you are what you think, you are what you eat, you are what's around you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm all for that. It's like get away from your TV and get into nature.
Yeah.
I
Oh, I
know.
don't like to watch the news. Like just thinking about it, my heart's like, oh my gosh. Heck no. I mean, like, I read up the important things online, but yeah, it's
I watched the Today Show. All right, shoot me. I watched the Today Show for 15,
no
20 minutes. Okay.
judgments. No judgments
Not
here.
judging you, just saying.
Well, like I tell Larry, if I don't watch it, I hear it from one of my clients. You know,
Yeah,
all day
that's
long,
true.
somebody's telling me something. So,
Oh yes. Yeah, the stories that come in. Yeah.
Everybody's got one. That's for sure.
yeah,
That's
Yeah,
true.
definitely.
Cool.
Oh,
What else for
God.
you?
Huh?
What else you got hidden over there?
I don't have anything hidden over
You don't have
there.
anything hidden over there? You never know. You never know.
Never
Yeah.
know.
Well, Larry always asks me, so what was your week like? Half of the time, I can't even
Yeah.
remember what my week was like. Right.
Yeah, we like to backtrack and just kind of check in and see what's happening, even though we're right next door to each other.
Yeah.
I know. We don't see each other.
Yeah,
Right.
we see each other on Mondays for sure, and then that's about it. Other than
God.
that, it's all waving and
Hi, Larry.
trying to catch up.
Hi,
That's
Larry.
it.
Bye,
That's it.
Larry.
That's it.
Yeah. No, I
Uh.
hear you. Same way here.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm only down there like 2.5 days a week, so it is kind of like, hey.
I know. Well,
Bye.
we've Deb and I have definitely slowed down since this whole pandemic thing too.
Yeah.
You know, I have a handful of people that haven't come back yet, so it's
Same here.
you know, like I miss having the money, but I like being at home. I have to say, you know, I've been doing the same thing as you, more outside. You know,
Mhm.
walking my dog and ham and acid, cooking, whatever.
Yeah.
I love being home, but
Yeah.
gotta work. I could have
Do we?
I could have definitely
Right.
retired after that 10-week hiatus
Is
we
that-
had. There's no
is that
doubt about
hiatus?
it. It was just
We
like,
all
no, I don't want to go back to work. Don't get me wrong. I like what I do, but
Yeah.
still.
Well, what was crazy about the beginning of the pandemic is, I mean, it was nice. It was great to have that break. But then, like, I started to feel like kind of squirrely. I'm like, what is this? Like, why am I feeling so anxious? And I realized that working on other people and helping other people also helped me too. So I was missing those connections and,
Right.
working with the essential oils and yeah, connecting with people like that, where it's like, wow, like this, like is therapeutic for me too. So yeah, that's why I totally love what I do. I love it. And this past week, I actually had a 4-day virtual summit for my life coaching. It was supposed to be an in-person event out in Columbus, Ohio. But obviously we couldn't travel out there and get together in such a big group. So
Mhm.
they did it virtually. And it was pretty epic. Going through like this self-work and this connecting with other people and helping other people, and for it to be during my week of my 5-year sobriety anniversary, it was just really cool, just reflecting back on not only my 5 years of sobriety but also leading up to that. Like when I was a teenager and I was all rebellious and all that good stuff, I honestly did not think I would live past the age of 30.
Really?
I honestly did not think I would. There was just some intuition in me where I was like, I'm not going to live past the age of 30. And so my drinking career probably began when I was like 16, 17. It was like up and down and all throughout my 20s. I got sober when I was 29.
Wow.
So my 30th birthday was kind of like an aha for me, where I was like, "Oh my gosh." It was like a new birth when I turned 30.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. 29. Wow.
Right? 29, 2 kids.
Now, did you do it on your own, or did you follow a program, or?
So I did get sober on my own, like just cold turkey. It was rough. And I did go to meetings. I went to Alcoholics Anonymous.
Mhm.
I didn't go to a rehab. And sometimes, like for the longest time, I wish I had, because you get to kind of like reset and just really work on yourself. But I'm glad I didn't, because I was able to connect with people through AA and kind of just like go with the flow of it, and still be home for my kids. But that was like the main reason why I quit, was for my girls. I couldn't keep going on I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I
Yeah,
didn't
I
want
don't blame
them, like, I just wasn't like the best mommy I could be for them with my alcoholic tendencies.
Now, what about your husband? Did he pressure you to
No, so you know what it was
to stop?
is I was a total closet drinker. Like
Really?
I was such a high functioning alcoholic. People had no idea.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. Totally hit it.
So he had no idea.
He had no idea. I mean, like we were both would like drink and party throughout our years.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had no idea how much I was consuming in a day.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, and was really cool. So my sobriety date is October 21st. And just before Halloween, I was at my grandmother's house and I was having a really, really hard time with it. Like the urges were strong and I was just an emotional mess. And my cousin came over with this traveling missionary. And this woman was just like, "Can I pray for you?" I was like, "Okay." And she prayed for me and she just asked, God to like lift my burdens from me. And I was crying. And then it came out to them that, I was trying to get sober and like I was only like a week sober.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, I woke up the next day with no urges.
Really?
Yes. And I mean,
Thank you, God.
yeah, that was like my first like big time God moment and big time gratitude moment. So, faith has definitely helped me get through this. And I just want people to know that, going into AA, a lot of people think like, it's a cult or, you have to believe in God. And I just, tell people you don't have to. Like, just take it with a grain of salt. Just take something positive away from that meeting. And if something doesn't rub you the right way, then brush it off and go to the next meeting because you're going to get something better then. And I also always tell people to think of God as GOD, good orderly direction. Just doing the next
Oh, I
best thing.
like that.
Right? Yeah. So that definitely was an eye opener for me too.
I got a good one.
Yeah.
Frog. Fully rely on God.
Ooh, I like that.
Isn't that good? I love frogs.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I saw that on the Today Show. There was a little girl. I think she was battling cancer, and she had a frog hanging around her neck. And they asked her, if the frog had any meaning, and she said, yes. It means fully rely on God, F-R-O-G. And I was just like, oh, my God, I want to be surrounded. I love frogs.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Isn't that sweet?
I love that.
That's why we're together. No, I'm leaving you out of this one, but I'll put you in it real quick. So
What?
my mother used to work at a lot of people's houses and stuff. She used to do a lot of cleaning in people's houses.
Uh-huh.
And she used to take us kids with her. So we'd have to find something to do. Keep ourselves
While Mom was
occupied.
cleaning.
And Mom was doing that, during, especially during the summer months like that. But she, before I was born, she used to clean this lady's house, and she had a pool. And there was always a frog that would come up on the side of the pool. My mother would throw rocks at it. And she kept throwing rocks at it to make it go away. Well, when I was born, I would sit like a frog. My mother was like, oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
So she's always, stop sitting like that. So you're sitting there. I was like, oh, my gosh, really? Frog.
Thanks, Mom.
Frog.
It's Larry the Frog Man.
Yeah, so, to me, I can't sit in the lotus position.
Neither can I.
I can't sit there.
Not
but
anymore, I can.
I can put my legs back like a frog and sit comfortably on the floor. Usually when I meditate, that's how I do it.
What, you
Wow.
kneel?
You basically put your legs back.
I don't
like
even
this.
know. How does a frog sit?
Your legs are back like this, and you're sitting this way, facing that way.
How do you get up off the floor after you're done?
You just do. You just do. It's very comfortable for me. I don't know why.
I used to just pop right up off the floor. Not anymore. Now it's like, okay, what can I grab onto so I can get up off the floor?
It is a lot longer. It's a lot longer down there.
Oh my God! And forget
the distance is a lot further now.
Yeah, and that lotus position. Oh, forget it. I tried that Kundalini. What is it? Kundalini yoga? I guess that's yoga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God! like 2 seconds of the lotus position. It was like, oh no, we're doing this straight legged. She's like, you want me to help you? I'm like, no, I'll never. There's no way.
I'll never get back up.
No way.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's great.
So that's those are. I always talk a lot about this, so I'm not talking much about it because we'll be talking for the next 2 hours. So we're gonna give everybody a break and not let me do that. So we'll talk at dinner.
Talk about what?
What's that? Just going into being, how you becoming. I don't call it my sobriety. I just call it, whenever you reach that point. I put a post out.
The
today.
moment.
I put a post out today.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that's really interesting. Last night's meditation, and it was basically. Can I remember my post? It basically.
Do you want me to look it up?
No, it basically said.
I got my phone.
It basically says that when you reach this place, okay, when you reach the place that is, and you're there, and you finally get there, and it's, I would call it just this clarity that you get when you get there and you know it, and you know that's nothing never going to change from there. It doesn't get any better.
Yeah.
When you get there and you realize it, all the steps that you took to get there don't go with you. They don't go with you there. When you're there, they don't come with you. And I thought, it was like an awakening I had last night in my dream. And it was like in my meditation, and it was so crystal clear. I was like, that is it. It doesn't.
Well, that's being in the moment.
We think that it does, but it doesn't. So when you get
Well, that's
there,
the
it's like,
journey, though.
Mm-hmm.
that is a journey. The journey gets you there. Once you get there and you step into that room,
Mm-hmm.
it's just you in the room,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just yeah. It was so. But like I said, I'll start and we'll never finish. So,
Yeah, one of my-
because it goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
One of my
Yeah.
favorite, I guess, sayings in AA was like, there's a reason why your rear view mirror is so small, is to just glance at the past and keep your focus forward through the driver's. the
Oh, I like
windshield.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So I see a lot of people just beat up on themselves for things they did in the past. It's like, but what are you doing now? Like you're taking the
Exactly.
next step forward. You're doing the next best thing, and that's what matters. Like that pain from your past, that will feel better. I did a lot of crappy things throughout my
Haven't we all?
addiction. Yeah, and but that's not who I am. I mean, it's led up to where I am today, but
Well,
yeah.
we all do the best we can. I mean,
Exactly.
you can feel a lot of guilt raising children, believe me.
Oh God.
It's just like I look back now. My oldest is 39 years old. Is he 39? Yeah, 39 years. Oh my God, my kid's almost 40. Holy shit! But I'm only 29. But yeah, if you think back, there's always something that you
Yeah.
could feel guilty about, and it's like I just say to my kids, I did the best I knew how to do at that time, and I do that with my parents, how they raised me. They did the best job they could. So.
Exactly.
All those things that are in your past and stuff like that make you appreciate gratitude now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
Because of that, now you can really appreciate that, and you really understand that someone says, "Oh, gratitude," and people are like, "Yeah, gratitude, nice,"
Yeah,
because you haven't gotten there yet.
exactly.
Where you can fully feel that,
Yeah.
Yeah,
know what that is, So
I love that word.
Yeah,
It's
that's
got to
definitely
be a tattoo somewhere.
a
I need.
part of my.
Where can I put that, Jenna?
Oh, yeah, awesome.
I promised myself I am
You
not
want-
going to do
you
my
wanna
right
you wanna
arm.
Do it right on your forehead, so when you're working on people like this, they're like,
Who's that
There-
guy? Who's
there
that guy
he
who has
is.
his face tattooed? Malone, something Malone.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
something
he's got-
Malone.
Don't do the
Yeah.
face.
No, I'm not going to do the
Yeah.
face. No, but I don't know. I can't do it.
No, all my tattoos are on my right side.
Oh,
Yeah.
mine
Is
are
that
all on my left
interesting?
side.
Look at that.
That's funny.
None.
And that's
Figures.
okay.
Jimmy doesn't have any either.
Yeah.
You have any, Caleb? No. I love them.
Me too.
I was after I had my first one, they're like, "Oh, it's addicting." I'm like, "Oh no, I'm gonna have one tattoo. That's it. It's addicting."
Yeah. There's such a therapeutic thing to it. It's very therapeutic.
I know. Why?
Yeah. I guess you're working through something and it's painful, but it's, it's not going to last forever. And then,
It's
like
no worse than childbirth.
Yes.
I remember when I got this big one done. The guy's like, "Are you gonna be all right? You want to get something to eat before you do this?" I'm like, "No, I've had 5 children. I'll be fine. Little tattoo's not gonna hurt me."
I actually fell asleep when I got my shoulder blade done.
Really?
I jerked a little bit and he's like, "All right, you're all set." I'm like, "Wait, what?" I was
Really?
like, wow, I just totally snoozed throughout that 2-hour massage or 2-hour tattoo. Totally snoozed.
Oh no, I didn't fall asleep. Well, my guy talks a lot, so we chit chatted the whole time. Have you had your elbow done?
No, so I'm actually going Friday to see Jeremy.
You are?
I am.
Ooh! She's going to my tattoo guy. You're
Yeah.
gonna love him.
Yeah, I'm
You're gonna
excited.
love 'em.
Yeah, so I'm getting my sobriety piece. So I'm gonna get the Serenity Triangle and do like a mandala and some flowers around my elbow. And
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Tell him I said hi. Tell him
I will.
I'm gonna be calling him.
All right, sounds
I'm
good.
getting that calling. It's calling my name. Just trying to figure out what's the next step.
I had my ear pierced. That was it for me.
That's it.
So yeah, that's it.
I've
It
got
was tough.
I've got like 3 holes in each ears, but I never put earrings
3.
on anymore. Yeah, I always have to do something in a big way.
Yeah.
So
So how can people find you?
So I do have a website,
Mhm.
gratitudewithjenna.com. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm learning about Instagram right now.
yeah,
And
you can
that's-
teach us about Instagram too.
I'll try.
My kids are all on Instagram.
Yeah.
I think it's just pictures, isn't it? You just post pictures
Yeah.
with little
it's-
blurbs under them.
Yeah, pictures, like little shorts, like short videos, and yeah, it's not as political, so it's nice.
Hashtagging.
Oh, is that hashtag?
Hashtagging.
Big time hashtagging.
Yep.
Yes.
I don't get the whole hashtag thing. Can you just
I didn't
explain
get
that
it
to me real quick?
So hashtag, when you put a hashtag on your post, and you click on that hashtag, say hashtag gratitude, and you click on it, it'll bring up everybody's posts that put hashtag gratitude on it.
Oh,
So you can find other people to follow, other things to dive into, and that's kind of what it does. It just brings all those posts together.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to start hashtagging.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God.
So yeah.
So how we doing for time?
Excellent. We're just about there.
Are we there?
We're just about there.
Okay.
We have a
Cool.
great God message coming up, by the way.
God message from 2019.
2019.
Um,
So you want to stick around for that
yeah,
part?
it was this message I got after some shooting. I don't know which one it was, but
we get to hear it, so it was good.
Yeah, it
It
was
definitely
really good.
Yeah.
You'll enjoy that. So, but I want to thank you so much
Yeah.
for
this was awesome.
coming.
Yeah, thank you guys for
That's
having
it.
me. It was
Yeah.
an honor.
Thank you, Jenna.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna all go eat turkey dinner now.
Mm.
It's a month before Thanksgiving.
That's it. We're being thankful already.
That's right.
I like it.
All righty.
Attitudes of gratitude.
Thanks so much for
Thanks so
coming
much.
on down.
Yeah,
Stay.
thank you.
All right, have a good one. April 29th, 2019. I want to talk to you today about fear. It is what is being spawned by all of the current events of the world right now. The fear is a result of religion and will only get worse. Guns are not the problem. Religion is. It is the core of the problem that turns people into fanatics willing to do anything in my name. I am not responsible for this. Religion is. In a world where people turn to religion for comfort, people are turning away from me. I need you to realize that I am not the problem. Man and religion is. Guns are not the problem. They are used as a scapegoat to keep humans from getting to the root of the problem. All of these religions think they know me, but they only know what the Bible and their religion teach them about me. I want humans to all know me in their own way, not the way they are told to know me. No human knows me more than another. Churches will cease to exist because of fear. This will be a positive change and force people to come to me directly for comfort. People will not want others to know their religious beliefs in fear of retaliation from others. I am one God for all. There is only one way that a human will know me, and that is through love. I am love. You are love. Love is the only way. Humans need to stop making their lives more difficult than need be. Where there is love, there is life. Do not despair. Keep love in your heart and know I am there. It is as easy as that.